Hello, BookTube, and welcome to our Cursed Sunday, in which I am going to try and claw and scrabble my way through this video without interruption, without mishap, without lapsing into some other language and not remembering for 15 minutes or whatever. Whatever the catastrophe could be, in 50,000 takes of videos today, I'm sure that whatever the catastrophe could be, it has already happened. I'm hoping, but you never know. So this video is designed to look ahead to September. August has only 3 days left, and then we are in September, and there are a whole bunch of things coming in September. I've jotted down here on the trusty iPad. I thought we'd go through them. Of course, September is a sad occasion in one way. In a few ways, it marks the 50th anniversary of the death of Gerard Tolkien. So it'll be kind of a melancholy month in which to finish up my chapter-by-chapter read-through of The Lord of the Rings, which I'm hoping to do in September. Let's see here. What else have we got here? There are some dates that you can keep in mind. Of course, there's Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. They both fall in September. September 4th is Labor Day. Here in the United States, this is widely seen in United States holiday folklore as the end of summer. Here in the Anthropocene, it will not be the end of summer. There are massive, crippling, crushing heat waves still to come in September, October, and I would be willing to bet November as well. It looks here in Boston like we are going to start getting warmth in September, at the doorstep of the second week of September. It looks like we're going to start to get not a heat wave, certainly nothing like the rest of the country's been dealing with, but not an autumn cool down either. We have all grown accustomed in this new horrifying world that George W. Bush created. We've all grown accustomed to enjoying our sweaters and our fall colors and our Afghan throws on the couch and our pumpkin spice latte while it is hitting 95 degrees Fahrenheit outside. We've just sort of made that mental disconnect. But September 4th is Labor Day. September is National Literacy Month. And September 6th is National Read a Book Day. I'm going to do my best to read a book on that day. September 7th is National Buy a Book Day. Maybe I will honor that, depending on what day of the week it is. September 8th is International Literacy Day. I'd urge you all to, if you want to observe that day, find something that's written outside of your own comfort zone and read it. There's September 18th is National Read a Book Day, Read an eBook Day. So you've got National Read a Book Day and also National Read an eBook Day in September. That's not hard for me to do. There's almost always something going on my e-reader. In September, the Perseid meteor shower reaches its peak. I think the first 10 days in September. So if you're in the right place, September has a few meteor showers, including one that will happen at least in the eastern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, it will happen during the day. But the Perseids can be eye-opening if you get a good location, a really good view of them. Also, in terms of astronomy wonking stuff, planet Mercury, is its highest off the horizon in the northern hemisphere in September, and Venus is its brightest. And also, I should point out that in the month of September, in the United States, there will be 44 mass shootings, and 31 of them will involve the fatality of little children who are blown apart so badly that nothing can identify them except genetics. And September of 2023 will also mark the 273rd year that the American Congress could have done something about that and did not. So that's a melancholy note to end on. But we can go to happier things because there are a ton of great BookTube events in September. I want to do a rundown of them. I've got the iPad here so I don't skip any details. First is Shaketember. I've mentioned this before. I think this is an age-old BookTube event now in which we celebrate Shakespeare. And I'll leave links to all of these videos so that you can go and get all the details. This is all a lot of fun. Jason Oblu's Chapter and Verse, Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, and also Nicole from A Day of Small Things, a wonderful channel that was new to me. They are the co-hosts for Shaketember 2023, where they've picked 3 Shakespeare plays to read. And it's a great selection this time around, and also there'll be tons of other stuff too. I plan on making a ton of videos about Shakespeare and also about those plays. So I'll leave links to all of those. There's also another Venerable BookTube event, Shorty September, which was created by PaStory Time. I'll leave a link to their channel down below. You can tell from the title it involves shorter works. Read shorter works in September. Now it's a wonderful, inviting introduction video. And they put forward the idea of 200, 250 pages, something shorter than that counts for Shorty September. I say, throw yourself into the into the fun of Shorty September and make 100 pages your note. 200 pages is way too long, even for us book readers. Let's celebrate the works that are very short, fiction and nonfiction, for Shorty September. That's what I'm going to do, and I will do a Shorty September suggestion list later on this coming week. I'll do one. Lots and lots of fun, and also a turbo boost. I might add. I don't look at short works this way, but reading a few short works in a row can really be a turbo boost if you're reading life, if the profile of your reading life is sort of taking a beating. Maybe it's wobbling a little, maybe you feel stalled or even slumped. I don't experience any of these things, but one good way to deal with that kind of phenomenon is to read a few short books. Really get it. It gives you a sense of momentum going, gets you to launch into something a little meatier with a lot more of a smile on your face. Strongly recommend that. But I'll be talking all about that when I do my Shorty September video. Then, of course, in September is Cimmerian September. This is reading Conan in September. This was created by Michael K. Vaughan. Of course, Conan is one of his favorite authors. He is our BookTube king of pulp. And reading Conan in September, Cimmerian September is, I think, based around the core idea, that it is possible to read all of what Robert E. Howard himself wrote for Conan. He shot himself to death when he was still a kid, still 30. So he wasn't writing Conan stories when he was in his 50s. We never got the 10 big, great Conan novels. He never wrote them. The whole body of what he wrote of original Conan work is small enough. It's not all that small, but it's small enough so that you could read it all in 1 month. 30 pages a day. We'll get it done. And there are big compendiums. There's a 3-volume set from Ballantine. It's wonderful. There's all sorts of ways that you can do that. That's the core of Cimmerian September. I have taken liberties with that right away because in my own sense, I'm thinking of Cimmerian September as just a celebration of Conan. Robert E. Howard shot himself and never knew. He didn't live long enough to know that he was one of a tiny handful of creators who had created an elemental character, a character who exists outside of the works that gave him birth. You go anywhere in the world and ask somebody about Conan the Barbarian, and they will mimic swinging a sword. They might never have read a story. Most of them haven't. But they will know the character. Just like Tarzan, just like Sherlock Holmes. Robert E. Howard is one of the few writers in the 20th century to do that. The Victorians did it before they got out of bed. It's a rare thing. It's a rare phenomenon, and he did it. So I like to think of reading Conan in September as celebrating Conan. Just celebrating Conan. There's been a whole lot more Conan pastiche works than there have ever been original works. And that's what I plan on doing. In addition to rereading the canonical Conan stuff, in September I'm going to read all of the issues of Marvel Comics' old magazine, The Savage Sword of Conan. I don't know why that popped into my head to do, but I'm going to do that. I'll probably do a lot more, too. I'll probably do a lot of pastiche reading. But anyway, I'll leave a link. I want to mention that. Then, of course, when we're talking Michael K. Vaughan, there's also Roger's Cheap Old Book Club, which is going on all year. Roger Hotep has a book club. And it's called Roger's Cheap Old Book Club, which is a bit of a misnomer because these things are free. You can get every book in Roger's Cheap Old Book Club is on Project Gutenberg. And the one they're doing for September is The Exploits of Brigadier Gerard by Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. Which is, I have joked on this channel that several of the choices in Roger's Cheap Old Book Club are kind of loyalty tests for Michael K. Vaughan. How much do you like Michael K. Vaughan? You all love his channel. Well, he's going to test that a little. That's the only explanation that I can come up with for why he would want you to slog through Brigadier Gerard by Arthur Conan Doyle, although there is another explanation. I firmly believe that this is on here because of Arthur Doyle's middle name. I firmly believe that. But if you want to do it, Brigadier General is free on Project Gutenberg. You get a taste. It's interesting in a way because you get a taste of what Arthur Conan Doyle is like when he's not writing Sherlock Holmes, which, you know, a lot of people have never experienced that, so they don't know. Arthur Conan Doyle thought that the exploits of Brigadier Gerard were more important, air quotes, than anything that he did for Sherlock Holmes. He resisted the idea that he had created one of those immortal characters. For all we know, maybe Robert E. Howard would also have resisted. Maybe he would have killed Conan, like Arthur Conan Doyle tried to do with Holmes. Could be. We'll never know. But anyway, that's Roger's Cheap Old Book Club. And then we have another, Roger's Cheap Old Book Club sprawls all over the year. And the same thing with this next one, Classics and Company, which was created by Micah Cummins and Novella, and I am also now added on as a kind of Johnny-come-lately co-host. Very interesting format, very informal format, where they pick a roster of classics And you get about 90 days to read each one of them. So it's not one a month. And they bring in a co-host for each classic. I am actually the co-host for now and going to the end of September. The classic that we're reading is The Tale of Genji. The first novel and still the best novel. We're reading that in the month of September. And you can go, they have a Discord set up. I gather that it's lots of lively conversations. You can go there. I'll leave a link to Ann Novella's introduction video so that you know where to find it, to find discussions of The Tale of Genji. And now that my huge August project is over with, I am free and clear to navigate some of these things, so I will make a couple of Genji videos. I'll try and put one in this week. And that, of course, with the Classics and Company and Roger's Cheap Old Book Club, that naturally raises the question of the Steve Tiberius Donoghue Book Club, the book club for this channel, which I muffed completely for August because I had a huge project that was supposed to be all summer long, but like an idiot, I left it until August. So I had to do the impossible in August. And I did. I managed to do the impossible, but several things had to suffer, and one of them was the Steve Tiberius Donoghue Book Club. And I want to strain your patience here. I want to ask your indulgence and also skip September for the Steve Tiberius Donoghue Book Club. I have a whole bunch of books lined up, but I want to skip for a whole bunch of reasons, not just BookTube, but a couple of other things too. I want to skip the Steve Tiberius Donoghue Book Club for September. So we'll talk about a whole bunch of things. I'll be very much involved in other book clubs. I may even reread Brigadier General. No, I might, because like the rest of you, I also like Mike's channel. But we're going to skip the Steve Tiberius Donoghue Book Club until October. We'll do October and November for the Steve Tiberius Donoghue Book Club. But for now, I want to throw myself into other things. One that I haven't announced yet, a sort of secret announcement that I will be doing, but also a lot of BookTube. Including, I kind of feel behooved to be a little bit more active with Classics and Company since I am the co-host this time around. Haven't noticed many co-hosts being very active, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't be. So I'm going to concentrate on that. So you basically got to read Valley of the Dolls on your own for August without me, without a single word from me. We were going to have so much fun talking about that thing. And we're not going to do one for September. So all of that is kind of your rundown of what the month of September has in store for you on BookTube and off. Are you going to watch the Perseid meteor showers? Are your own local forecasts predicting that the summer hellscape is going to continue right into September? That could easily be true. I'd be willing to bet that most of the people listening to me, that is true. You're going to be facing day after day after day of triple digits Fahrenheit well into September. Is that true? Or are you getting a little relief? I think Boston is finally going to get a little bit of warmth. Not heat, but warmth coming up in September. We didn't get it in June. We didn't get it in July. We didn't get it in August. But I think we're going to be getting it in September. So we shall see. We'll be talking about September a lot. But that is the bare outline of September. The one thing that I want to end the video with is a classic sexy influencer call to action. Let me know what I'm missing. What else is coming up on BookTube in September that I just don't know about? These are the things that I know about and that I'm interested in or want to be a part of. But what else is there that's happening? I'd love to know. So I'm going to wrap this up for now, but I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.